everybody, it's Stephanie from Instant Pot Basics and Beyond, and today we're going to make some bread. Who knew you could make bread in your Instant Pot? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. But that's what we're going to do today. So this is more of an artisan, no-knead type of bread. I have my yeast proofing. We'll come back and talk about this in a minute. I'm going to let that sit some more. But what we're using today, we're going to use our Instant Pot to proof our bread and then to cook our bread. So you need the trivet. This is the trivet that came with my Instant Pot, so this is what I'm going to use. I already have a cup of water in there. The other kind of, I guess, specialty item you'll need is a pan that will fit in your Instant Pot. The great thing about this pan, this is the Fat Daddy-O's push bottom pan, is that the bottom comes out. My pan's all wet, sorry. So it sits snugly in the bottom of the pan, but then it's easy to get out whatever you've cooked in here. So another thing people love to use this for is cheesecake. It's better than a springform pan because you don't have the bulk of like the buckle, I guess you'd say, on the outside of the pan, but you're still able to remove the cheesecake or the bread fully intact without like having to scrape at the bottom, because that would just be annoying. So I just spray this with some vegetable spray. We'll put our dough in that, put it in the Instant Pot when we get there. So if you're new to bread making or working with yeast, you have to proof your yeast, which means you've got to wake it up, liven it up, so it'll start producing those bubbles. That is what's going to allow your bread to rise and not be a brick. We use just a cup of water. You want warm water. And I'm sure if you looked, there's an actual like temperature degree measurement you can use. I don't remember what it is. What I use is water that I would feel comfortable washing my face with. So it's warm, but it's not hot. It's not going to burn you. It's not going to kill the yeast. If your water is too hot, it will kill your yeast, and then you're not going to have nice bread. So you just want to put your water in your bowl, put your yeast in, kind of let it start waking up a little bit. It can take a few minutes. This also will allow you to know if your yeast is still good. Yeast does go bad. I buy my yeast in bulk and keep it in just a jar in my fridge. So I always have it when I want to make bread. This recipe calls for 1.25 teaspoons. If you buy a packet of yeast, that typically has 2.25 teaspoons, so you'll want to actually measure out your yeast. Don't use the whole packet. You're going to end up with some super yeasty bread. So this is dissolved, and probably could proof some more, but I'm not the most patient person in the world. It's part of the reason why I own an Instant Pot. Okay, so we're going to add some salt. This is 1.5 teaspoons. The recipe says 1/2 tablespoon, which is just 1.5 teaspoons, because a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. Simple math here, guys. Okay, we have 2.25 cups of bread. So we're just going to stir this. This is a no-knead bread. We just need to bring the ingredients together. Measuring, how you measure flour is important. You don't want it packed too densely. It's more accurate to measure and use flour by weight, but not a lot of people have kitchen scales, so not a lot of people write recipes that way, especially here in the States. So just make sure you fluff your flour, fluff it in nicely. You don't want it super packed. Okay, so we have created our dough ball. So we're just going to plop this in our pan. So the Instant Pot we're going to set on keep warm, and we're just going to kind of let it be a warm incubation spot for our bread for a couple hours until it doubles in size, and then we will cook it under pressure just using that same water that's already in there. And it cooks for about 45 minutes. You do a natural release, and then I suggest sticking it under the broiler just for a minute to kind of crisp it up, brown it up, because it's not going to get super crispy or brown in the Instant Pot. It's just not going to happen. Alright, so we just kind of have our bread dough plopped here in the pan. I will show you, alright, let's see. It's probably going to fall. So it's just there. It's nothing fancy. Alright, we're going to stick it in here. We're going to put the lid on. We're going to turn it to keep warm. And so I need it for like 2 hours. And honestly, remember if this gets up that high. So I will come back and show you what it looks like after it's proofed, before we actually cook it. Alright. Good grief. Forgot about this part, sorry. Anyhow. So I actually hadn't thought about making bread until somebody asked me about it, and I was like, well, I am, that's annoying, Instant Pot know-it-all, so I guess I should draw it know-it-all right. And it actually is kind of handy. I mean, especially if you don't want to turn your oven on. And again, you don't have to pay attention to it, right? So I'm just going to set it for an hour. It'll be fine. You know, if you don't really want to pay attention to it, I don't know, it's not really necessarily faster per se than making bread in the oven, but other artisan breads I've seen, they typically bake like in a Dutch oven kind of container, so this is nice that if you don't have a Dutch oven, you can do it this way. Again, because that dough is pretty loosey-goosey, you can't just like put it on a pan, like a sheet pan, and expect it to hold its shape. Because again, we didn't need it, so there's not a lot of structure built into it. Anyhow, so we're going to let that go for a while. For you, it'll be a few seconds. I'll come back. I'll show you what it looks like. A few more seconds for you. But then we'll cook it, and then we'll have bread. It'll be wonderful. See you in a few. All right, we're back. So we're doing a little handheld video here. So we've been proofing for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Let's take a look. All right, so we have some raised bread. It's a little lopsided. That's all right. So I'm going to put the lid back on. So again, it's not under pressure, but sometimes there's steam and builds up a little bit. All right, come on, go down. All right, so we're going to push our vent to ceiling, our little release knob. Come down here. So we're going to turn this off. So when I turn this up to 60 minutes, that doesn't matter. I didn't need to do that. Okay, so we're going to do manual. We got to go 45 minutes. So we're going to cook for 45 minutes. Then we will do a natural release. So again, we're going to set the time. It's going to wait for just a second to make sure that that's really what we've decided we want to do. It'll beep, and then it will say on. There we go. Once it comes to pressure, it will put the time on here that you set it for, and it will count down until it's done. So, we'll be back to check out our bread. Hey everybody, we're back. So, it took about 3 minutes to come up to pressure. Again, it was already pretty warm inside there from the rising time. Cooked for 45 minutes. Let it natural release. Took about 20 minutes or so. So now we're going to take it out. Now, it's not going to be all dry and crusty on top like bread baked in an oven, because an oven is a dry environment. The Instant Pot is a moist environment. So I've got my broiler on in my oven. So again, remember, handy dandy. Just pops out of the pan. Pop that off there. It's hot. So we're going to stick this in the oven. We're going to let the top dry out a little bit and get crispy, because bread's just better that way. My oven rack's not up all the way, so we're just going to let that be in there. Otherwise, I'd keep the door propped open. Anyhow, so I think that this is going to be maybe a little bit denser. Pardon me, let me start again. It's going to be a little bit denser. You know, it's not your like total crusty, you know, fresh out of the oven bread, because again, it's baked in more of this steaming environment than, you know, the heat of a dry oven. But it's a great option for something quick. Again, you don't have to turn your oven on except for the broiler, but that's not a big deal, right? There's no kneading involved, you know, pretty quick to come together. You just throw it in there, just the one rise time. I mean, we got one bowl and one pan dirty. Or Instant Pot, that you just dump it on, you're good to go. So overall, I think it's a great option. This might take more minutes than I was anticipating. So I'll tell you what, we'll be right back. And you don't have to wait for my bread to brown. Okay, here we are. So went ahead, stuck it under the broiler, got some browning on it, maybe a little extra browning in that spot, dried it out a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut into it, maybe, and see what we have. Ooh, we have steaming hot bread. So there you go. Who knew? Bread in the Instant Pot. I'm going to let this cool off. I'm going to have me a slice. Woo! Because there's nothing better than fresh bread with some butter and honey on it. I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you will like and subscribe to my channel. We have an Instant Pot Basics and Beyond page on Facebook where you get some other updates. And please share with your friends and let us know if there's anything else that you'd like to see. Thanks. Have a great day.